I don't like conflict, but I've learned that conflict and differences between people are a part of life. You cannot completely avoid all conflict, but you can learn to become skilled in handling the conflicts that everyday life presents. Conflict is what takes place when people strongly disagree. Fighting is a different story. When people threaten, insult, and lose control of their emotions and temper, it can be classified as fighting. Conflict that is not managed can turn ugly. That's what we want to avoid. Are you skilled to handle conflict? There is a Christian basis for healthy conflict. In Ephesians 4 verse 25, the Bible makes room for the fact that people can get angry, but adds that it should not escalate into sinfulness. So you have to ask yourself the question, when does conflict and differences of opinion become sinful and wrong? I believe this happens when people break each other down and when someone is left scarred by what you say or do. Conflict can be handled in different ways.
Francois, what are you doing? I asked you to complete a task and here you are taking 5 reading magazines.
I'm on my lunch break. You never said you wanted this done before lunch.
That is unacceptable. If you want to keep your stupid job, I suggest you put that down and get cracking.
This is my stupid job. You're a stupid woman. And you never know what's going on here. If you want this done, you can do it yourself.
Good afternoon, Francois.
Hi, KB.
Did you manage to finish that report we discussed this morning?
Oh my, I completely misunderstood that. I didn't know it was so urgent. I'm sorry. I will do that as soon as I can.
Thank you so much, Francois. And in the future, I will make sure that I'm clearer. And
Thank you.
Please, when you're done, take a few extra minutes on your lunch.
That's kind of you. Thank you.
You deserve it.
Thank you. No one likes conflict, but sometimes confrontation and conflict is needed. The best advice around conflict is to avoid it as much as you can. But on the other hand, not to run away from confronting things that need to be settled. Conflict cannot be completely avoided in life, but how you handle it is what matters. Conflict can have purpose. The purpose is not to see who wins, but to reach some form of agreement and better understanding of each other. The greatest challenge in handling conflict is never to get personal and use words or actions that threaten, insult, or break down the other person. Do as much as you can to avoid losing your temper and getting angry when in conflict. The one who gets angry and loses their temper ends up worse off. Conflict with a positive ending requires maturity. Grow up. Unsolved hurts and a wounded heart are like thorns in your foot. Every time you step on it, there's a reaction. People like this are often oversensitive and prone to conflict. Draw from the grace of God to forgive and to get your past hurts healed so that you are not prone to reacting when conflict arises. Conflict that is not managed and controlled is like a ticking time bomb. It can easily get out of control and cause damage. You can diffuse conflict by avoiding the use of fighting language and making accusations. Statements like, "You never do this," or "You are always," fuels the fire of conflict. When things reach boiling point, it's advisable to rather call for a cool down time and agree to talk again after tempers have cooled down. It also helps to say something positive to the other person that you're in conflict with. An honest compliment can take the sting out of conflict. Although difficult, try to make yourself vulnerable without allowing the other person to walk all over you. Try to show some understanding. Pray this with me. Lord, please help me to speak the truth in love. Amen.